Now I want you to get yourself nice and comfortable. Perhaps get yourself nice and snuggled up in your bed, all cozy and warm. And I'd like you to just close your eyes as if you were drifting off to sleep. That's it. It's really fun to pretend that you are just falling asleep. And now I want you to pretend that your legs are feeling really sleepy. They're feeling lovely, warm and heavy, sleepier and sleepier. And now pretend that your arms are becoming sleepier and sleepier, like they want to have a lovely long sleep, feeling heavier and sleepier. And I wonder which part of that arm or hand is feeling the sleepiest. Maybe it's your thumb, maybe it's your wrist, maybe it's your elbow, I don't know, but you do. And now I'd like you to imagine that your whole body is just becoming sleepy. And maybe your bed might feel as comfortable as a fluffy white cloud as you sink a little deeper. And you'll notice that your breathing can slow. You'll notice that your heart rate can just slow, the same as if you're having a lovely, restful sleep. That's it. Isn't that fun? Just to breathe in a nice, slow, sleepy way. And I wonder if you snore. Now I'm going to tell you a story of a little girl who lives near the beach, and she can listen through her bedroom window at night and hear waves as they gently crash onto the shore. And there that little girl rests her head on her fluffy, comforting pillow, and she begins to drift off to sleep. And everybody and all her neighbors begin to drift off to sleep right now. And as that little girl sleeps, she dreams. And a worry fairy flies by her window and looks in on her. And now, if you've never heard of a worry fairy before, well, it is a little bit like the tooth fairy. Actually, it's a tooth fairy's cousin. And we know that tooth fairies take teeth away. And sometimes they even leave you money. The worry fairy is different. She takes away people's worrying thoughts that they don't need anymore. And then what she does is some amazing magic. And the worrying thought vanishes into thin air. And the person becomes filled with so many happy thoughts. And when the person feels all these wonderful thoughts, they have a beautiful, happy dream and a lovely, happy day ahead. And now I want you to watch that worry fairy at work, because that little girl there in her bed, she's got a worry on her mind. She's worrying about what might happen tomorrow. What happens if she's sick? What happens if she can't play out with her friends? Now there's a secret about dealing with worries, and all worry fairies know that when people worry, those worries end up being big, loud thoughts in their minds, and they're so much bigger and louder than they need to be. The worry fairies are very good at helping people shrink down their worries and make them really quiet. And they also slow them down until that worry becomes so small, so quiet, until it's just the right size that it can vanish into thin air, completely gone. And that can be a real sense of that's better. And the worry fairy flies into that little girl's bedroom and looks at the little girl with big, knowing eyes. And she's sleeping there in her cozy, snuggly bed. And she says some magic words to her. Abracadabra, I really do think it's time for that worry to shrink, shrink, shrink. And the worry in that little girl's mind about what might happen tomorrow shrinks from being a big, loud thought to a smaller, quieter, far away thought. Abracadabra. There's no need to frown. It's time for the worry to quiet right down. And the worry fairy now tells that worrying thought to shh. The worry in the little girl's mind, so it becomes quiet and slow like a tiny whisper that sounds far, far away like an echo. And then the worry fairy says, Abracadabra, you and I know it's time for the worry to go, go, go. And just like that, it vanishes, completely gone into thin air. Everything becomes so quiet, so blissful. And the little girl in her mind just breathes a deep sigh of relief. Ah, that's better. And she sleeps even more deeply, feeling even more comfortable, sinking a little deeper in that bed that feels just like that fluffy white cloud. And with a little smile, the worry fairy says, happy thoughts, come out to play and give this little girl the most wonderful day. And as she says those words, lots of happy thoughts begin to dance and swirl around the little girl. And within her mind, those happy thoughts look like glowing lights of colour. And remember, you can have happy thoughts about so many things. You can have happy thoughts about the people that you love and who love you. You can have happy thoughts about your friends and teachers. You can have happy thoughts about your pets. You can have happy thoughts about how cozy and warm your bed is. And when you're falling asleep at night, you can even have happy thoughts about your favorite food, or how much fun you have playing with your favorite toys, or what it feels like when somebody says they love you very, very much. Perhaps you like to have thoughts of ice cream. Maybe the thoughts are of telling a joke or laughing and giggling. Maybe of having so much fun, or even the thought of someone telling you did something so well. Just like you're doing this so well. And there in the little girl's mind, all of those happy thoughts begin to sparkle together, to sing together more and more, and suddenly it transforms into a beautiful rainbow in the little girl's mind. And there is so much good in her life, and there are so many things that are wonderful. And as she dreams all those happy dreams in her bed by the beach, hearing those waves at the shore, knowing she's going to be okay. She knows that no matter what, she'll be okay, and that there's so much good in her life, just as you'll be okay, and there's so much good in your life. And the worry fairy kisses the little girl on top of their head, and she smiles as she dreams. And then the worry fairy flies out of the window and continues to work night after night, helping everybody shrink down worries, shrinking them down to a tiny whisper, and then making them vanish completely into thin air. So many more happy thoughts can flow into your mind, more and more, even more now, until you have happy dreams, and dream with a happy smile. Now the worry fairy, she helps children as well as grown-ups, and guess what? She helps animals too. And she'll be helping you tonight as you sleep. And after she's visited you, you'll find that her magic stays with you, that you can take any worrying thought, maybe a thought that you think about many times over and it bothers you, and you can tell it to shrink, 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 and it will. It'll shrink right down to the size of a speck of sparkly glitter. And then you can tell it to shh, to be really quiet, and it will. It'll become as quiet as a teeny tiny mouse whisper on the other side of the world. And then you can tell that worrying thought to go, go, go. And it will vanish into thin air. And you can breathe a sigh of relief and say, that's better. And then you say hello to all those happy thoughts, telling them happy thoughts, come out to play. And all those bright, glowing, happy thoughts will fly through your mind more and even more to remind you that there is so much good in your life, and it's okay to smile. And it's okay to feel really, really good. And now you know the secret. You can do it on your own, anywhere, anytime. Like there's a special magic within you, and it works all by itself, so that any worrying thoughts shrink down, they quieten down, shh, and they vanish into thin air. And you say to yourself, that's better. And you feel more and more glowing happiness surrounding you each day and each night as you sleep and dream. And that's going to create all kinds of magic in your life every day, starting right now. And that's the end of our story. And you listened really well. And the magic from this story is going to continue to work on you every night, making you feel better and better, and sleep deeper and deeper every night.